We're back up at Dave's unit, but today we're going to call him Si. He obviously doesn't like to be on show. He's basically the real Stig.
Shy Si.
Shy Si, that's the one. What we're going to do is we're going to put spacers on. Now, these are hub-centric 20mm spacers, and the reason I've gone for these is because you can utilise your normal bolts without buying longer bolts. So basically you bolt the spacer to the hub and then you wheel to the spacer, and it's got some big thick flanges in the back if the camera would like to focus on that.
Flanges?
Flanges, mate. So for now, we'll get the wheel off, we'll have a look at the before and after distance, and we'll get them all on, and hopefully there'll be no rub on these 20mm spacers front and back. I am taking a risk, but the risk might be worth it. Let's go. So because we're forward thinkers, I've got Si, aka Dave, loosening all the wheels on the car before we lift it on the ramp, and then it's time to see the difference with 20mm and 0mm. Right, so we've took the wheel off. Now the idea is that this spacer slips on there, it bolts in, and then the wheel bolts to the spacer. So we'll get that one on and we'll have a look at the difference in the stance. So what we're going to do is, now the spacer is on, just hand tight, we're going to get the torque wrench and torque them up, and you'll hear the torque wrench go. Is that a good impression, or?
Yeah, it's like when you see a girl crossing the road.
Yeah, yeah, isn't it? Or like a horse. I can't do it. Anyway, it's gonna compress and make the noise, and yeah, we know we're safe, and then we'll put the wheel back on. Right, so all these have been torqued up. That is the spacer sat on the wheel. Now the original bolts bolt into here, and before someone says they'll come out, they won't, because they're flanged and welded on the back. So they're fully certified. We'll put the wheel back on, and that should give us some extra stance, and then we'll do it to the same to all the other wheels. Because I'm anal as anything, most people put spacers on and throw these plastic caps away, but I want it to look as OEM as possible. Plus, if it goes in for a service, Volkswagen might not pull the nose up at it. Fat chance they will. So we'll put these back on. One is different for the locking nut, so bear that in mind. Right, this is currently take 3 because the SD card ran out. This is the wheel hub. I'm not going to film all the other wheels because it's the same process, same principle. Sorry for wiping my nose, it's -3 outside. I'm going to explain how this flange system works. If I come a bit closer, this is where the wheel nut bolts back onto the spacer, so it's the original nut. You'll notice the size of that hole. If I spin that around, it's bigger. It's because it's flanged, so the effect that that has, when you bolt the wheel into the car, it pulls on the spacer, making sure that that will not come out. However, there is always the case that it could happen, but with these being hub-centric and the following that they've got, I have a lot of faith in them. So I'll whack the rest of them on, and then we'll have a look at how fat the car looks in comparison to what it did before. So straight away you can tell how fat that is at the back. I think that looks so much better. So as you can see here, because we've used the type of spacers that allow you to retain your used bolts, there's no way you can see it. And one, I think they're better because you've still got locking wheel nuts on, and in that way no one can try and steal your wheels. Right, that is the spacers done. One thing I will say is there's a bit of hit and miss online. People are saying that the 20mm are too big, they cause rub, and then other people saying they don't. So I'm going to do a bit of road testing on this, and I'll let you all know how it goes. I want to thank Dave, aka Si, for letting me use his unit. Again, that's just made the job way easier, and it's great that you've got mates that will help you out this way, isn't it, mate?
Yeah, mate.
Yeah, mate. So other than that,
we'll pay me tomorrow.
Yeah, pay you. That's the end of the episode. The next one, I will go into how we got the pace car lights and show you how to do it properly, because people seem to think you just press something on the OBD11 thing and you don't. You actually have to change the code on the car. So I will do a video on that shortly. But other than that, I think that's the end. What do you reckon, mate?
Pretty much, yeah.
Pretty much. All right. Be seeing you.